Let me just make one thing perfectly clear. I am not a brony! Don't get me wrong here. I can completely understand why people love My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and why it has such a large fan base. It has what most cartoons these days don't have. Good morals and good clean humor. But in spite of all that, I am not a brony. That being said, let's talk about My Little Pony. My Little Pony was a toy series developed by Hasbro that was aimed mostly at girls. It was basically the girl counterpart to Transformers. It started as a line of plastic toys that eventually got all kinds of pony merchandise, from backpacks to comic books. And of course, there was a TV series about it. Generation 1 came out in the 80s, and if you look back on it now, it's terrible. Then came the second generation, then the third, and then there was... that. We don't speak its name here. Then came 2010, where Lauren Faust, yes, the Lauren Faust, came along, and thus Friendship is Magic was born. A new twist on an old classic commercial, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic teaches kids all over important lessons about life and friends, all while giving some good clean laughs and really heartwarming scenes. So naturally, with the popularity of the series, a movie was inevitable. So thus came Equestria Girls, a movie made to sell the new Equestria Girls dolls and to try to sell a spin-off series. Now, while I'm not a brony, I'm a bit more of a casual viewer of the show, and this movie is not exactly meant for people who don't have some extent of knowledge about the show. But in preparation for this review, I watched a couple of reviews of the series, and I think I'm more than up to speed and more than qualified to describe the series. You can click right here if you already know all of this and want to skip repeated information. We good? Okay. So, there's this... Oh no.
Oh my gosh, this is the greatest series I've ever seen in my entire life! There's this pony! Well, actually, she's not a pony, she's a unicorn! She has a little horn! And she's sent to a place called Ponyville by the gods like Princess Celestia! Why the hell isn't she a queen? Oh, that's right, because every queen on me is evil! And while in Ponyville, Twilight meets 5 new friends. There's Rainbow Dash. Gotta go fast! Applejack.
Howdy!
Pinkie Pie.
I'm more hyper than he is!
It's true! Rarity. Darling. And Fluttershy. I think the name speaks for itself! And they go on all kinds of crazy adventures to learn about the power of teamwork. The magic of friendship. So in one particular episode, Twilight wakes up to find out that all her friends' cutie marks have been switched around. But Twilight manages to fix everything and then gets turned into an alicorn! I was an alicorn once! There was a weird corn festival. And now, Twilight is a princess! So that should be enough to bring you well up to speed. This is just for you, Pippa.
And Pinkie Pie.
Sing. Change! You got change! I can't have a gal, what'd you change?
That was a massacre. But that's about it. So, with that out of the way, saddle up everybody, this is Equestria Girls. The movie begins with the main 6, the main characters,
puns,
going to a place called the Crystal Empire for something called a Princess Summit. And Twilight is understandably excited, and a little nervous.
You're nervous-sighted!
Wah!
It's like you want to jump up and down and yell, "Yay, me!"
Whoa there, Pinkie, settle down, no one needs to get hurt here.
But you also want to curl up in a teeny tiny ball and hide at the same time!
Am I the only one who finds it ironic that a My Little Pony movie can make a better Transformers reference than a Transformers movie can make a My Little Pony reference? They go to the castle and meet up with Princess Celestia.
We have so much to discuss, but it can wait until tomorrow. You all look tired from your journey. Now off to bed, all of you.
But it's still light out. Twilight and Spike, her assistant dragon, are getting ready for bed, but Twilight is a little bit worried that since she's a princess now, she might have to take on bigger responsibilities like have her own kingdom, and she might not be up to the task.
Oh, sure you will, Twilight. But come on, you should get some shut-eye. Big day tomorrow.
After a hilarious scene where Twilight fidgets with her wings, we get our opening credits. And am I the only one who's reminded of the Digimon movie with this opening? Later that night, an intruder breaks into the castle and, after reenacting a level of Metal Gear, sneaks into Twilight's room and steals the crown. What's so important about this crown? Well, it's... oh no...
Oh my gosh, did I forget to talk about the elements of harmony? For all brownies and casual viewers, click here to skip. There are these gems called the elements of harmony, and each of them represent a different element of harmony. I wonder if that's why you're called that. There's honesty, loyalty, kindness, generosity, laughter, and magic? Did I write this? And they were all once part of this mystical tree. Oh wait! Says that part hasn't happened yet! Bottom line, they are the most powerful force in all of Equestria, and Twilight's crown just happens to be one of them!
Anyway, the intruder trips on Spike's tail, which wakes him and Twilight up.
My crown! She's got my crown!
After a thrilling chase scene, Twilight's crown as well as the intruder seem to disappear into a mirror. The next morning, they really waited until the morning? Celestia tells us the name of the intruder.
Sunset Shimmer.
I'm sorry, that's the dumbest name for a villain I've ever heard. I know it's My Little Pony, and I know she's reformed in the sequel, but still, it's not an intimidating name. Anyway, Celestia exposits that Sunset Shimmer was a former student, but she kinda turned evil and ran away. Celestia then shows them the mirror, which is no ordinary mirror.
It's a gateway to another world.
I had always hoped that Sunset Shimmer would someday use it to return, to come back to Equestria seeking my guidance. Obviously, this is not what has happened.
And how exactly did Sunset know Twilight would be where the mirror is? Or be a princess? Or have the crown? Or... I'm asking for logic in a world where there's a magic talking purple pony. Anyway, they tell Twilight to go to the world on the other side to get her crown back. So off Twilight goes to... Ah!
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What?
She's going, we're going with her. Right, girls?
Aw, hell yeah! We're getting the band back together! Even though the band never broke up in the first place.
I'm afraid I can't let you go.
What? Why not?
Why not?
Jinx.
Sending all of you could upset the balance of this alternate world, creating havoc that would make it impossible for Twilight to get the crown back from Sunset Shimmer.
Basically a lazy excuse to get Twilight to go by herself to invoke the outcast from another world cliché. So off Twilight goes, but she's not going alone. Spike goes with her. After that, we see that Spike is now a dog for some reason. And Twilight is now a human. Kronk?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
We need to find my crown. I suggest we start searching the castle first.
Yeah, I don't think that's how the new you is supposed.
Thank you. Unfortunately, Twilight doesn't really have the concept of being bipedal down.
Come on, Spike. I do not want to be like this for longer than I have to.
Neither do the fans. Twilight sees a trophy case and then gets a good look at herself. A bell rings and it's revealed this building is a high school. After fumbling around a bit, Twilight bumps into this guy. Then we get our first music number. Yeah, this movie is a musical. Sort of. It's not done in the usual musical style with the characters singing on screen. It's instead done the Phil Collins style from the Tarzan movie. This song? It's pretty good. I'm a bit of a sucker for acoustic songs, and this one is pretty catchy. Twilight hears a familiar voice and sees a human version of Fluttershy being bullied. Twilight stands up for Flutters, but unfortunately it doesn't go well.
I can speak to anyone, any way I want.
Oh gosh, she's going to be a factory-made schoolyard bitch, isn't she? Fantastic. Oh yeah, and in case you didn't figure out with the color scheme, that was Sunset Shimmer. Sorry, it's still a dumb name for a villain. Twilight introduces herself in a manner I'm told is similar to how Twilight met the other Fluttershy in the show. Sunset was getting after Fluttershy because she found Twilight's crown earlier in the morning, and gave it to someone named...
Principal Celestia. Principal Celestia?
It doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Twilight and Spike go off and meet with... What the hell? Okay, since when did we start letting demons from hell start running schools? Okay, maybe I'm being a little harsh here, but really, Twilight and Fluttershy look fine as humans, but something about human Celestia just looks off. Anyway, Twilight asks about the crown, to which Celestia responds with...
Were you interested in running for Princess of the Fall Formal this year?
She asks about a crown, and gets asked if she wants to run for Dance Princess. How does that work? Also, we can strike off school dance on our list of high school cliches. Oh wait, Celestia does it for us. Celestia tells Twilight if she might want to run for prom queen or whatever, she'll need to go see the head of the Fall Formal Planning Committee.
Twilight, why didn't you just tell her the crown was yours and ask for it back?
Hey Spike, you're pointing out the plot holes. That's my job.
Oh, I was going to. But imagine if one of them showed up in Equestria saying they came from a place filled with tall, fleshy, two-legged creatures with these.
Fair argument, I suppose. Twilight then plans to get her crown back by becoming the princess of the dance. Twilight meets up with Fluttershy in the cafeteria and tells her plan to run for Fall Formal Princess. Fluttershy tells her this is a bad idea. Why?
Sunset Shimmer wants to be Fall Formal Princess.
Bitch will be our hero's rival in the running of the dance, check. Fluttershy tells Twilight that in order for her to be the princess, she'd need all the stereotypes to vote for her.
Why is every pony... everybody separated this way?
It's called high school cliche number 568. All high schools must contain cliques of each stereotype. Later, Twilight goes to the gym to meet with the head of the Fall Formal Planning Committee. And who else will it be but Pinkie? Twilight tells Pinkie Fluttershy sent her here.
Fluttershy, huh? Don't let the whole shy thing fool you. She can be a real meanie.
And then we get this scene.
Do you have a twin sister who lives in the city? Has a pet dog named Spike that looks just like that one? Maybe? Thought so.
Twilight signs to get her name on the ballot, and who should come in just then but Applejack, who comes in to tell Twilight what the audience already figured out about Sunset Shimmer. Twilight goes off, and who should show up just to be bitchy but the devil herself, Sunset. Twilight is walking around.
That place is strong, with the dark side of the Force. A domain of evil it is, and you must go.
Then she gets encountered by Sunset, who basically says, blah blah blah, I'm evil, blah blah blah, I'm evil, blah blah blah. Sunset orders her two minions to follow Twilight around to get some dirt on her. Later, Twilight is at a vending machine and,
Excuse me. The great and powerful Trixie! Need some peanut butter crackers.
I don't get it. I've watched the episode, I've seen all the reviews, and I just don't get it. Twilight then comes across the library and learns about the magic of the internet. All the while, Sunset's minions take videos of Twilight messing stuff up. It starts to get late and Twilight didn't think about where they were going to sleep, but Spike has a plan.
It's a little dusty, but it doesn't seem like anybody comes up here.
Aww. I sure hope those are paperbacks, otherwise this is going to be Twilight in the morning.
Wow!
Using a yearbook, Twilight discovers that all the human versions of her friends used to be friends with each other once, but now they're not.
But I thought we'd figured that out already.
The next day, Twilight finds all the students are laughing at her, and then she gets pulled aside by the human version of Rarity. The other girls come in to show Twilight that Sunset made a YouTube poop of her worse than the one in the Fred movie. And for little to no reason at all, the girls all start arguing. Twilight, having enough of this, reminds them of their old friendship. Then all the pieces start to fall into place as the girls realize that the emails and texts they've been receiving aren't actually from each other, and that Sunset was the one to break them up. The reason why? I don't know, maybe Sunset just wanted to prove she could be more of a bitch. They go meet human Rainbow Dash, and she and Applejack make up. meaning they're all friends again. Well, that whole ordeal was pointless. Rainbow Dash says she'll help Twilight if she can beat her at soccer. But even though Twilight loses, Rainbow Dash decides to help anyway. Please refer to my former statement. The girls are at a cafe when Twilight runs into him again. Oh, don't you dare say it!
Oh, we've got to stop bumping into each other like this.
Rarity exposits that guy's name is Flash Sentry. Did I say something wrong? And Flash used to be Sunset's boyfriend. They bring up this plot and it goes absolutely nowhere. Rarity has a plan to get people to like Twilight. Dress up in brony accessories to show their unity. At the cafeteria, the girls enact their plan. Got a good beat. And it's here we get our next song. This one is called Equestria Girls. Of course, you'd never figure that out by listening to the lyrics, because they never say those words in the song. I honestly thought the name of the song was Help Twilight Get the Crown or something, but nope. It's Equestria Girls. Gotta get the name into the soundtrack somehow. Despite all that, this is a really catchy song that I find myself tapping my foot to every time. Even Sunset's minions can't help but get down with the beat. And in traditional high school bitch manner, Sunset is none too pleased that everyone is starting to side with Twilight. So Sunset goes to Vice Principal Luna and shows her that the gym is in shambles, and she blames Twilight for it. She even has pictures. This means Twilight can't run for full formal princess, but Flash comes in and shows Luna pictures he found in the trash.
In light of this new evidence, you may of course continue your bid to be crowned the princess of the fall formal.
Meaning, once again, this whole thing was completely pointless. But, however, this means the dance will need to be postponed since the gym is in such disarray. Flash asks Twilight if she would go to the dance with him, but Twilight suddenly remembers the portal back to Equestria closes tonight. So she takes off. With encouragement from Spike, Twilight tells the other girls the bad news. And then she tells the others,
An alternate world and you're a pony princess there, and the crown actually has a magical element embedded in it that helps power up other magical elements, and without it they don't work anymore, and you need them to help protect your magical world. And if you don't get the crown tonight, you'll be stuck in this world and you won't be able to get back for like a really, really long time.
or not. The others take it surprisingly well. Wouldn't you? Hey, I'm a magical pony from another dimension! Wow, that is so awesome! Hey, I'm a magical pony from another dimension! Yeah, I'd like to commit someone. And they decide to work together to clean the gym up. And of course, why not have a song about it? This one's alright. I like the acoustics, but it's no Equestria Girls. One thing I really like about this song is how all the people from the different cliques come together to help fix the gym. So now the dance is back on for tonight. And Sunset reveals she needs the dance on tonight just as much as Twilight. So, aside from getting Twilight out of the way, why do you have your minions destroy the gym? Meanwhile, our heroes start to get ready for the dance, and it's time for our next song? Okay, I like this song. It's catchy, and probably my favorite song out of all of them, but it's barely been a miss since our last song. Seriously, I timed it. It's been 57 seconds since our last song. Show a little restraint, guys. The girls pick out their dresses, and now it's time for the dance. Flash drives up and asks Twilight for a dance. You know, that whole running away saying no thing. Gosh, if he's this clingy, Twilight, find another guy with a personality. Twilight wins the crown.
Naturally.
But Sunset's minions steal Spike. So we get another thrilling chase scene. Only this one isn't as thrilling as the first one. Sunset has her minions just let Spike go and threatens to break the portal if she doesn't hand over the crown. Hold on. If a hammer can break the portal, shouldn't that mean that the crown should have broken it earlier in the movie? And now the fight for the crown begins. But unfortunately, Sunset gets her hands on it.
At last, more power than I could ever imagine.
I don't think I've laughed that hard in a while. That's the dumbest evil form I've seen in quite some time. Anyway, Sunset turns her minions into stupid-looking demons as well, and breaks the school door and... Damn it, Wilhelm, get out of here! And now it's time for the villainous monologue.
I don't want to rule this pathetic little high school. I want Equestria. And with my own little teenage army behind me, I'm going to get it.
That's right. This has been Sunset's evil plan all along. Steal from Twilight, who she couldn't have known was a princess or even at the palace where the mirror was. Take the crown, that she couldn't possibly have known exists, much less is magical. All to turn a high school into zombies in order to take over Equestria!
Of course!
This is the most convoluted evil plan since Snakes on a Plane. But Twilight and her new friends aren't giving up. And with the magic of their friendship, they're able to survive the Dark Blast and go through a Sailor Moon transformation, which gives them pony ears, tails, and a couple of them get wings. Together they make a rainbow-taste sunset and fix the high schoolers.
You will never rule in Equestria. Tonight, you've shown everyone who you really are.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know there was another way.
The magic of friendship doesn't just exist in Equestria. It's everywhere. You can seek it out. Or you can forever be alone. The choice is yours.
But all I've ever done since being here is drive everyone apart. I don't know the first thing about friendship.
I bet they can teach you.
Wow. I got nothing to say. That's a pretty good way to end that. Celestia gives Twilight her crown back. How she got it, I'll never know. And tells Twilight she is indeed a good ruler. And now it's time to dance with a revise of This Is Our Big Night. And I'm not going to lie, I like this bit. And with the promise that her new friends will keep an eye on Sunset, Twilight and Spike go home. They arrive back at the Crystal Empire and bump into the pony version of Flash. Yeah, that was him the whole time.
Ooh, some pony's got a crush on the new guy.
Don't be ridiculous. I don't even know him. He just totally reminds me of a guy you met in the other world who played guitar, was in a band, and helped prove he didn't destroy all the decorations for a big dance, so you could still run for princess of the big dance, and then ask you to dance at that dance?
And with that awkward line, the movie ends. So, that was Equestria Girls, and coming from a non-brony perspective, it's pretty good. It's by no means perfect, but I still like it. The story is admittedly pretty basic. The new characters are flat, but they take care of one of them in the sequel. The animation is brilliant. If I didn't know any better, I could have sworn it was all hand-drawn. And of course, the music is great. Yeah, it has its flaws, but I think for the most part it makes up for it in heart, which you can tell a lot was poured into the making of this movie. I would have liked it better if Sunset were a more three-dimensional villain, kind of like Ultron, but the world's not perfect. One legitimate complaint I do have with this movie: the quickly dropped plot lines. The human versions of Twilight's friends not being friends. That could have easily been a larger part of the plot in the human world, but it's resolved almost immediately. Twilight being framed for destroying the gym, that could have been dropped and the film wouldn't suffer for it. But for the most part, it's still pretty good. It's not a movie I find myself wanting to watch all the time, but if I've got an hour to kill, I'll put it on every now and then. I'm the Shea Reviewer, and these are the Shadows of the Past. Who could that be? Can I help you?
We'd like to have a word with you.
That's all, folks.